Hi there, Andrea. I'm very happy to see that you have written some essays for us. Good work. Let's take a look at what you've written. Okay, the first one is crop production in France. Let's see what you did here. The pie chart gives information about the harvest production in France, encompassing cotton, sugar, wheat, barley, rice, and corn. The statistics are reported in percentages and refer to the year 2017. Overall, the most abundant products for the selected year were cotton, sugar, and wheat. Cotton represented the most produced good, comprising slightly more than 1/3 of the total crop production, with 34.4%. Okay. Sugar and wheat represented respectively 1/5 of the total production, with 21.9% for sugar and 20.4% for wheat. Barley followed closely with 18%. In terms of rice and corn, they represented, in contrast, the less rich productions, with 3.5% and 1.7% respectively. Cotton alone accounted for more than the aggregate production of barley, rice, and corn, representing 34.4%, of the total goods produced. While cotton was largely the most abundant crop production, rice and corn represented by far the least rich types of crop. Okay, so here's what I think about this. I think that the language is lovely. I think that it's accurate. I think that I didn't read a single mistake. The vocabulary, the grammar was all, pretty flawless, with some nice variety and all that stuff. Now, if I were going to give you any sort of feedback for you to improve, it would be in a couple of different areas. First of all, this is your overview. It started out great. You should have stopped here. When you got into this sentence, you were getting into details, and these details did not belong in the same paragraph with your overview. So I would have stopped my paragraph essentially right here, and then this, where you began the details about cotton, would have gone to the next paragraph for me. Okay? And then that's a very nice way to organize it. Now, another thing you could have done is you could have taken this overview and put it here with your introduction. So you have a couple of options here. You can either have the introduction in one paragraph, the overview in one paragraph, and then 2 body paragraphs. That's okay. Or you could have had your overview with your introduction, and then had 2 paragraphs for your details, so a total of 3 paragraphs. Either way, regardless of what you ended up doing with the overview, I like the idea of putting the major production, the major crops produced in one paragraph, and I guess we determined that it's cotton, sugar, and wheat. Is that what you said? Yes. And you could have put barley in there as well. That's fine. So sure, yeah, you could have put in maybe 4 of them together in one paragraph, and then left your last paragraph just for the little ones, which were, what is that, rice and corn? Yeah. That would have been fine. But then what I didn't like is that you started talking, and I assumed that this paragraph would be about the lowest areas, but then again you brought up cotton, which in terms of organization didn't seem good, like a good idea to me. So all the areas of this task 1 are very good, task response, grammar, and vocabulary. But for me, the biggest problem here is coherence and cohesion, because I'm not a huge fan of how you've organized your answers, okay, of how you've organized your information. It doesn't seem like what is called a logical progression. So that is something to me should have been changed a little bit. Okay, that said, let's go to your task 2. Staying in the same job or switching, what do you think people should do? Okay, as it is thought by some, workers should not be employed in different work tasks. Other people, in contrast, believe that employees ought to change their duties during their career. In my opinion, the workforce can get more benefits from switching their job field at least once during their path. Okay, fine. Admittedly, workers who are in the same job for a long time often gain a considerable amount of experience and can perform better in their field. Moreover, they can usually spend progressively less energy for the same task without affecting its quality. This could be the case of workers employed in building who progressively become faster and more accurate in the construction of houses or other structures. Furthermore, these skills acquired from experience, you don't need a comma here, Andrea, can in turn facilitate employees in getting a promotion and in achieving better positions. Okay, nice. Very good. You have a range of things happening with your coherence and cohesion, which is good. You've covered the topic. You've covered the benefits. You've given some explanation for your ideas. Could you have possibly developed it a little more? Yeah, you could have. And even just looking at it visually, you can see that this paragraph is considerably shorter than this one. If this one is 6 lines, this one is, well, about 9 lines. So the goal here, as much as is possible, is to try to make these kind of equal. I think that this paragraph, even without kind of counting the lines as I just did, I could feel that it needed maybe a sentence or two more. I know you're probably thinking to yourself, well, where could I have possibly extended my answer? This was fine, but I think this. You could have absolutely written another 1.5 lines, 2 lines about this idea. It was something that kind of begged further development. Okay, let's move on to the next paragraph. On the other hand, doing the same job for a long period of time can also lead to serious problems. Performing the same task without the possibility of change can make people stressed and less gratified by their work, especially if they do not have a significant passion for it. Furthermore, some types of works, no, we don't say some types of works, we say some types of jobs. If you don't want to say the word jobs, let's think of some synonyms. You could say some types of professions or some types of careers. Okay? And then again, let's change this word here. So some types of professions, such as hard manual labor, that's the word here, not works, labor, are generally exhausting, and people should, you don't need a comma there, and people should have the opportunity to change them in order to avoid health issues. You, again, don't need a comma. You're going a little overboard with the comma. Be aware that there is a trend in modern English to kind of reduce the number of commas we use. We only really use them whenever our voice literally pauses and where we naturally would pause in speech. So you wouldn't have paused here if you were actually reading this answer. Maybe in your native language you would. In English we do not. So you need to be aware of that, okay? Okay, so where were we? Have the opportunity to change them in order to avoid health issues. In addition, it should be underlined that employees can learn different valuable skills from doing multiple jobs during their career. This can thus give them the chance to perform better in their careers. All right. Career. I would have liked to have seen a different word here. They're a little too close together. For example, Steve Jobs declared that during his young adulthood he worked in many fields different from information technology, and he admitted that each of those experiences each of those experiences he had were, without the H, instrumental for his later outstanding career. All right, that's a nice end. Now, one thing you could have done, both in this paragraph and in the previous one, was to link back to your introductory sentence. So give the reader a takeaway. In other words, just kind of make a conclusion for that paragraph, something like, therefore, it is clear that there are numerous benefits associated with changing careers over one's lifetime. Just something like that, really. Okay? So let's look at your conclusion. In conclusion, in my opinion, the possibility of switching, not the job, but switching jobs is to be considered an invaluable opportunity to perform better and to avoid mental and physical issues for workers. Every employer should be given the chance of change. Not every employer, but every employee. Please be aware of the difference. Employer is the person who gives the job. Employee is the person who does the job. So every employee should be given the chance to change their job, especially if he requested it. Okay, it's very nice. Andrea, I'm very happy overall with this essay. you're really writing at a very high level. There's certainly no question that your grammar and your vocabulary are at a nice, solid high level. So congratulations to you for that. As I already mentioned, there were some areas that I thought you should perhaps develop a little more. So the task response for me was a little weak in this first body paragraph. You had a problem with commas. This is something I see quite a lot. So if you're not sure, it wouldn't hurt to kind of review some rules about commas in advanced grammar, because that's what we're really referring to here. You're looking at comma rules for advanced grammar. Let's see. That's pretty much my feedback for this. I liked it, though. It was a well-written essay. So congratulations. Well done. Okay, I don't know if you have any other essays in this package. I hope you do. These are the first 2 essays I've seen from you, and I absolutely would like to see more. Don't know when you're taking your exam, but I would like, and I would, I guess I would recommend that you continue to get feedback for your writing right up to your exam. If that's this weekend, then okay, but if your exam is at least a week or 2 away, see how you can somehow continue to work with us so that I can see some more samples of your work. All right? Best of luck to you. I enjoyed reading your essays, and good luck. I hope to hear and see more from you soon.